This is a day where we are here to remember those who have died at work and to make sure that those problems and those accidents are not repeated. The slogan for today is remember the dead and fight for the living. Far too many workers and their families suffer as a result of work-related injuries or health problems. You may think that as an employer, the people who work for Sheffield City Council or for the hospitals in this city who are Unison members don't suffer health problems because they don't work in major industries working with chemicals or in dangerous situations. That is not true. People who work in local authorities suffer from many injuries, particularly those who work in the care sector, and that's true in hospitals as well. Musculoskeletal injuries are very common amongst people who work in the care sector, who are looking after people in this community, who are working with the elderly, people with physical and mental handicap, and people who need to have support in their own homes to be able to carry on their lives. It's something that myself and other trades union representatives and the other unions who work in the public sector deal with all the time. There are continuous mental health problems, there are problems with stress, there are problems that affect people who cannot return to work, and yet council workers and health service workers are vilified in the press for the amount of sickness they're alleged to take as though it's unnecessary. Believe you me, that is not the case. So we're here today to try and remember those people who are alive and who are suffering now, and those who died. Those who died in work is something that affects all of us. Even in my own family, I have a great uncle who was killed in 1897 at the age of 23 on the Taffvale Railway, 100 yards from where he lived, because he was run over by a brake van. Most of us know people, either in our own families or people that we've worked with, who suffered as a result of work and the dangers at work. And it's sad to say that even public sector employers who know better are cutting back on the amount of health and safety support that they have. And we stood outside the town hall, and the current regime here has made £80 million worth of cuts. And there are people who have left on early retirement in the health and safety section in the town hall who will not be replaced. One hopes that the council will not be a less safe place to work, but you can't think that it would be if there are fewer people who are able to advise managers who are dealing with situations where there are health and safety risks. And I hope that any new incoming administration here changes that particular position and makes sure that that section is properly resourced in the future. A Unison member wrote a poem, and I think we started with a poem, and I'll try and end with a poem. This is done by Dave Siddon, who's a Unison member, and it's a very short poem. Our blood oils. Our blood oils the gears of industry, the silent masses that none can see, of corner's cup that stilled our hearts beat, for the expedient healthy balance sheet. What of loss of parent, partner, child or friend, all for a shareholder's annual dividend. We are the acceptable loss, the ones that fall, because it's as far as it's reasonably possible. So expose the lie, expunge the pain, and fight that we may not die in vain. In our struggle, brother or sister, never cease, that silent masses may rest in peace. Your vigilance kept down the endless years, lest we forget what oils the gears. Thank you very much.
Very moving poem. The next speaker is Rob Morris from UCAB, the Construction Workers Union. I think we all know, Rob, just what a dangerous industry your members have to work in.
Thank you all. I work for UCAT. UCAT represents all construction workers who are mostly at the coalface